Hello, and welcome once again to Anthony Parcel's YouTube channel. Um, the seeking of enlightenment. What is enlightenment? Enlightenment is the ultimate vibration of consciousness. That's what it is. The Buddha taught there's a story about the Buddha. He was sitting under a tree, or whatever it was, and a court musician approached and said, "O world-honored one, how should I be?" And the Buddha said, "Do you string your strings on your instrument too tight?" And the musician said, "No." And he said, the Buddha said, "Do you string your strings on your musical instrument too loosely?" And the musician said, "No." And the Buddha said, "Do you string it just right?" And the Buddha said, and the court musician said, "Yes." And the Buddha said, "That's how you should be." That is in itself a description of the consciousness of enlightenment. Enlightenment is just the ultimate, or one could say true, vibration of consciousness. The sound Om, perhaps. And beyond that is really just being. Just, there's nothing one can really do in any case but just sort of be. Now this gets into the dichotomy between enlightenment and not enlightenment, or delusion and enlightenment. So when people say when you hear people say you're already enlightened, well, this is true, but one also has to, if one wants to become enlightened, perhaps seek enlightenment. It may seem paradoxical, but you have to seek for the home that you're already in. And I want to say Brahma beyond Maya. Who is Brahma? Brahma is the true creator. Brahma is within Brahman and also within Maya. The true Brahma is beyond Maya. Brahma is projected into Maya by Brahma. So Brahma remains in Brahman, but appears in Maya. So various questions abound. What are we doing here? Well, we're just acting in a movie. And if we're not acting, then we're enlightened. So this is the difference between, say, delusion and enlightenment. Even though in Buddhism they say delusion and enlightenment are the same thing. Well, you could say that. But enlightenment, I suppose they're calling the divine self, perhaps. Just go deeper and deeper. But the enlightenment itself is just the true vibration of consciousness, perhaps, as we already said, the sound Om. The sound Om is thus the supreme answer to the question, what is enlightenment? Would then be the sound Om. So, understanding this does not mean that one is enlightened. Even if one is already enlightened, one has to seek enlightenment. This is the essential dichotomy. Enlightenment, not enlightenment. One is, I'm reading a book by this fellow Itzhak Bentov on the Cosmic Book, and he had a diagram in that book of sort of like the vibrational frequencies, and the true, not the true self, but the supreme self is always in the true. What is the true self? The true self is the Om sound. It is once again the Om sound. So everybody's a musician, right? I don't know, but Om goes beyond Om to Om to Om. It's sort of say Om or Om or whatever. Om is the sound of release from prison, of course, but Om is the sound that is real. Ultimately, everything is Om. So we could talk about the process of seeking enlightenment. So we seem to have set up this essential dichotomy between enlightenment and the lack of enlightenment. So it's Augment of a Cosmic Book. He says the essential point that I'm trying to make is that the Supreme Self, not to be confused with the True Self, vibrates at a frequency that is in utter and complete harmony with everybody else's being. This again is the sound Om. Good, thank you for listening.